Hi everyone and welcome to my studio. This is so exciting. My name is Gideon and I'm also known as Gideonslight, and I'm here to be your creatively fit coach. So grab your canvas, grab your paints and your art journal and join me in my studio as I show you how profound it can be in your life if you allow some space to be creative. So join me now as I show you how. Hello everybody and welcome to my studio. I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys. This is week 11 of our creative art prompt, and I am excited because I decided today that seeing that we are a week away from Christmas, I am going to do a Christmas themed art journal entry. So I've got my little art journal here, and I just wanted to show you guys what I did a little while ago after I completed this oil pastel. I just did a nice little pattern and just played with this little doodle to fill up this page, and I also did the same with this previous page where I did some paint swatches during the episode of Forbidden Color. So if you haven't seen the Forbidden Color episode, just go to my playlist weekly art prompt on my channel here and you will be able to watch this episode as well. That was quite a lot of fun. So you can see sometimes I go back into a page and then I play with it a little bit more, and I think in the future I might even add collage or turn it into something else. Who knows? There's no right or wrong, right? So I'm going to return to this page when we played with our green color and we played with the crosses, and it was quite a lot of fun. But I feel this page is a little bit meh. It needs a little bit more inspiration. So I thought, you know, this green background might be the great place for us to start for this week's prompt, which is do a Christmas tree. So I'm going to use my oil pastels here, and I'm also going to be using a little bit of acrylic paint. So I'm going to turn my page this way, and I'm just quickly going to check on my camera to make sure that everything is still in the shot, because I don't want you guys to miss out on anything that I'm going to be doing here today. So part of this video I will also add a little bit of an image that I got from the internet, just a basic outline drawing of a Christmas tree. It really isn't rocket science, so hopefully you can see what I've got here, and that is going to be my inspiration for today, because I know it's Christmas, right? And everyone is either already on holiday or maybe you're still working through the holidays. I totally understand that, because I also have to work until Friday before I will have my little bit of break. So what I'm going to need for today is you need to prepare a page with what I like to call a freedom layer. It really is just expression play. You can even use a page like the one I created this week as your background, but you know, just page back into your art journal. There might be a page that you feel is a great start, but it's not finished yet, or it can become something else. So that's what I've done here. I'm just going to use this page because I think the green is also going to contribute to the whole Christmas theme, right? but I don't think it's complete yet, and I think it needs a little bit of excitement and some contrast. So I'm going to be playing with my Montmartre water soluble oil pastels, and I'm just going to be creating a little bit of Christmas balls. So I'm just going to be adding a little bit of circles everywhere and pretending that this entire space is going to be turning into a Christmas tree soon. So to begin with, I'm just going to add a little bit of red circles everywhere. That would suggest maybe some Christmas balls in my Christmas tree. And I'm just randomly making the same pattern everywhere, and that should be a lot of fun. So if this is your first time watching an episode with me, do hit the like button and subscribe button so that you don't miss out on a single episode. I am excited to share every week with you guys a creative heart prompt that you guys can use to play in your art journal, because as a creative coach I know how frustrating it can be when you want to have a creative practice but you get to finally having some time in your studio or for yourself to play a little bit, and then you are stumped because you have no idea where to begin, what to do, where to start, and where to get inspiration from. And then you might be using all of your creative practice time scrolling around on Pinterest and trying to look for inspiration, and then not getting to do any of the things that you wanted to do in the first place. So I'm going to just switch here to another green, as if this page needs any more green, and I'm just going to add some texture. So my creative prompts every week is a place to begin. It is a place where you can say, okay, that might be a fresh idea, and you don't have to overthink it. You can literally come to your creative practice and watch an episode with me, and then go ahead and do your version of it. And I always just encourage everybody to take a photograph, because I would love to see what you guys are doing in your little art journals. So there's always a link in the description of this video that will take you to my private Facebook page, and join my private Facebook group. There we go. It is my art group, the Creative Heart, and that is where I share with my art tribe, my heart tribe, so to speak. And it's always fun to share with you guys and to see what you are doing. So that is the place where you can share your photographs and videos with me, so that I can support you and we can continue to have some fun, and I can see that your creative practice is growing, and we're a great bunch of people that support each other, and absolutely just get into it and see what you can get out of it there as well. I just did my live with my Facebook tribe, and it was so much fun because I actually worked on a canvas, and I basically did this idea on a canvas on a bigger size, and I showed my creative tribe how to do that on a canvas, and to maybe create a Christmas tree that maybe you don't have space in your home for a Christmas tree, and then you can use the canvas for that. So if you want to see that video, it is a live broadcast I just finished. Join my Creative Heart group and you will be able to to see what I did over there. So I'm just going to decide now, I'm going to use this double spread, and I've just got a China marker here, which is a crayon kind of marker, because I just want to give myself, you know, just a basic layout here of where I want the star to be. And if I've got a basic layout for that, then I can go ahead and block out my Christmas tree. Because this is all oil, just see where I did that line, because it's not very clear. Let me get a white oil pastel. Maybe that will show up a little bit better, because I want you guys to see as well. Yes, that's a lot better. So I'm just using the Star of David here, because geometrically that's just easier for me to get a nice star shape going. And then I can block my Christmas tree. So I'm just going to give myself some outlines here. It's basically 3 tiers. Another one. And down here in the bottom we have the foundation. Right. So now that I've got a basic layout, and there's no right or wrong, please, no pressure, I'm going to be using black acrylic paint as my background, and I've already added some to my cup here, and I'm just going to come in with a fine line. If I can get a brush, let me just use this one, and I've just diluted the black paint with a little bit of water, just so that I can now bring some clarity to this design and this outline that I've just made. And I'm just going to put my little star in. You know, stars can be so complex. My stars never turn out exactly the way I envision them. So bear with me here. That's not too bad. You have to laugh at yourself sometimes as well. Right, so this top tier is connecting to the star there. So I'm just using a fine liner and some black acrylic paint that I've diluted with some water to make it easier for me. There we go. And really, your art journal can be a fantastic place to practice some self-love, patience with yourself, acceptance of your imperfections. I do, always say to people, perfection is such a high standard, especially in art, and I don't think that it exists, because you are not a printer, you're a human being. And I think an art journal can be a great place for you to embrace that. And I encourage my coaching clients to switch the word perfection out for excellence. So if you say that you are a perfectionist, I know a lot of people pride themselves in, claiming that they are perfectionists, and if it's not perfect, then it's not acceptable. And I find that to be a limiting belief, because You are not a printer, you are not a machine. So perfection is really an unattainable high standard. So I say switch that out for excellence and just work on, you know, showing up in your world with excellence. Just doing the best that you can. And if you do your best, that is the only requirement that is out there, because excellence is attainable, and it is a powerful, powerful intention to hold as an artist, I think, and even as a human being in anything that we do. So switch out that perfection and the idea that you are not allowed to make mistakes and that things must always be perfect. I think that is really a limiting and crippling idea. So seeing that I've got so much black here, I'm just going to add a little bit more black, and I'm just using my palette knife here to dispense a little bit more into my cup. Just clean my palette knife so that I can close my tub of black paint. And I'm going to use this paint now with a little bit of an angle brush. And just mix this all together. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use negative painting. And negative painting is to paint around your subject matter, the space around it. And I'm going to use my black paint now to block my Christmas tree in. So I'm carefully painting around my Christmas star. And I mean, if you make a mistake, you can always paint another layer or come back in with your oil pastels or whatever medium you have, and just, you know, work on it a little bit more. Create some excellence. This is so much fun. So I'm curious to know if you guys are already on holiday. Where are you watching this episode from? So don't be shy. Drop me a comment and tell me how you celebrate Christmas, and if you celebrate Christmas. I think everybody approaches the holidays in their own personal way. Some of you are serious about Christmas. For others, it is a religious time of the year. And again, for others, it's just a festive season. I'm just going to protect my page here with some wax paper so that I don't paint the bottom pages. So that is always a good tip that I can give you guys. And you don't have to use black, you can use any color, but I have a mission, I have a plan here. And the plan is to just give a nice dramatic contrast to this little page. And then later you can come in and add a bit of splatter to the background, which adds a bit of drama and sparkle to the page. That will be a lot of fun. And I'm using the acrylic paint because it really glides over, you know, the oil pastel, and it really covers it really well. So that is one of the reasons why I enjoy mixed media like this, because I enjoy painting and I also enjoy, you know, having that control over something like a stick, you know, like the pastels. It's really a lot of fun to get your fingers in there. This is so exciting. So I just explained to my tribe that it's really important to have a creative practice because it helps us to switch from our left brain that is so information orientated, detail orientated, and tends to want to keep us stuck in the past. To switch over to our right brain, which is more creative, intuitive, and I was explaining that, you know, we are exposed to so much information every day, and it's so easy to fall into that trap of, you know, constantly looking for approval and acknowledgement from outside, that we sort of don't know how to trust ourselves. And I think one of the dangers of our beautiful new age that we are entering is to, you know, become part of the herd and have a herd mentality and do what everyone else is doing because they are doing it, we are doing it. I see that a lot on social media, and I'm one of the people as a coach that encourage my clients to learn to, you know, explore your own personal voice and not to be so influenced by everyone else's opinion, and because they are doing it, you should be doing it. Only do it if it makes you happy and if you resonate with it, not just because everyone else is doing it and it seems to be popular or whatever. So in this new age, in this new year that we are entering in, learn to follow your own voice and to listen to your gut feeling and to follow your own inspiration. And one way to practice your confidence in listening to your own gut feeling, your own intuition, is to have a creative practice, because during a process like this, you have to sort of, you know, tune into your own gut feeling and what you are sensing that the paper needs or the situation is calling for. And even if it doesn't work out, that's a lesson all in its own, you know. So I really think that creative thinking can be developed by having a creative practice of some sort, a painting practice, art journal, whatever. And you will find that it becomes easier for you to figure out solutions to problems, challenges, difficulties that you're facing in your life. And because you are practicing on a regular basis through your art, to listen to your gut feeling and to, you know, be attuned to your intuition, so to speak, you will begin to trust that little inner voice, that gut feeling that shows up, and that can save your life. That can change the whole dynamic of your world, because you are not so dependent on everyone else's opinion around you of what they think is right and important. I think it's important to get to know your own personal values and to know what you stand for, what is important and what is not that important, what deserves your attention and your response, and what can be ignored and not even, you know, energized any longer. And I really teach my clients a lot of, focus more on what is working for you and do more of that, and focus less on what is not working for you. And other people's drama, other people's opinion, other people's expectations, especially during this time of the year, it's not that important. I think it is firstly more important to take care of your own energy and your own mental and emotional health than it is to try and make everyone else around you happy. And I think that can be a great source of resilience during this festive season when we spend time with family and friends. Maybe you don't get on with everyone, and maybe people make a lot of demands on you, and that can be difficult and challenging. So learning how to negotiate, and preserve your energy, taking care of yourself, and learning to respond to the things that is important and to prioritize, I think is an important thing. And having some me time is a very, very important time. So don't spend your entire festive season running after other people, trying to make them happy. I think it's important to make sure that your cup is filled and overflowing, and then it's easier to serve others with a cup that's overflowing. If you feel that your cup is a bit empty, then that's a good sign, because it's telling you to take a time out and to take a break, and that is important. Okay, so now that we've got this little background going, let me see where my little white brush is. Here we go. Sorry, not a white brush. I'm looking for my fan brush. And I've got some paint here. I've got some white titanium paint that I've just diluted a little bit with water. And I want it to be just thick enough so that when I tap this little brush, I've got some nice splatter going. So I'm just going to move my pastels out of the way, because splattering can be a little bit messy. So here I go, just a light tap, and I quite enjoy splatter. And having some white splatter here just gives me a feeling of stars, or just that bubbling that is surrounding a Christmas tree, so that it's not so boring and just black in the background. So I'm going to just allow this layer to dry, and I'm going to come back and maybe add a bit of glitter or something like that. But you get the gist for this week's prompt is take a page out of your journal that has an interesting colorful pattern and do an outline of a Christmas tree, and use negative painting to block that pattern out, that shape out, and form your Christmas tree. And I would love to see how you guys are playing with this Christmas creative heart prompt. So do take a photograph of your finished work and share it with me on the Creative Heart. And I will see you guys again next week for our next episode. So I'm going to continue to play with this, and I'll share with you guys a little bit more then. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you guys real soon.